Hello, I'm the teen who rants. And hey, you like my background? You know, with the posters and everything, the sandy. Well, it's probably not gonna be like that for long. I'm probably gonna go back to my laptop or something. But let's just do this, okay? I don't know how long ago it was. I'm sure. I don't know if it happened last year or something, but I knew it was not. It was nowhere near this month. Nowhere near it, but it was like I was in like 8th grade when this happened. That was last year. I'm a 9th grader now, so you can all forget that. But anyway, near I live, there's this awesome antique store. It's not like a kind of antique store that sells junk like grandfather clocks or handcrafted jewelry or something like that. No, it's like a swap shop. It's an entertainment antique store. It's where they sell stuff like Nintendo, even though this is not a Nintendo, obviously. But they sell old video games, like old as in, it goes all the way back to like Nintendo. PlayStation 2, Xbox. Oh, and as a little fun fact, the tripod I'm sending this camcorder's on is standing right on an Xbox right now, which is on top of a VCR. Yeah, funny fact. They also sell old movies, and they sell VHS tapes, and DVDs, and Blu-ray, and books. Like, there's a whole section of books behind the whole counters. And another thing I love about that store is the incense. The incense just covers the whole place. Now, I actually like incense. I know a lot of people hate incense, but I know for a fact that if I stay in there too long, the incense is gonna burn my throat, because that has happened once. Now, although I love that store, I hate the people who work there. Now, I don't really hate them as in personally hate them. I just don't like their service. You know how in like a restaurant there's like crappy service? Well, imagine that for an antique store. I know that sounds lame. Oh, my back. It's hurting me from standing instead of sitting down in my chair. I also have to mention that they have like a disc repair for like CDs, movies, video games, even GameCube games. They'll fix them. They can fix them for $5. It'll take like a day. However, at Family Video, it's a much smaller machine, and it will repair it for $1, and it will take only like a few hours. So yeah, why blow your money on their service and not just go down to the old video store before it closes down, just like Blockbuster, like I mentioned in my third, or it was like, I don't know what it was. No, it was the 4th episode of the Teen Who Rants competition week. It was that, yes, I remember now. Why do I talk so fast? Now, as I'm browsing one day, looking for some old N64 games. No, that one sucks. No, that one sucks. No, that one sucks. This is pretty good, but I don't want to play it. That one sucks. You get the idea. When suddenly, these two boys come in. They're like, I don't know, 8-year-olds or something like that. And they've got this DVD with them. They go up to the man at the counter. Kids go up to him, and the guy says, "Yeah, what can I do for you?" And the kid says, "This DVD is broken. Can I have a refund?" Now, they don't give out refunds. Instead, they give out store credit, but I'm sure they could have used it to bought something else. But the man examines the DVD, and he's like, DVDs don't come like this. Apparently, I don't know, like the DVD had scratches or something over like that. And he says, "But that's how I found it." And he says, "Are you sure that's how you found it?" "Yes." "Are you positive?" "Yes." "You don't really need to turn it in for a refund, you know." "But then what can I do?" "We can repair it for $5. And he says, okay, we'll be right back." So they leave the store and to get money from their mom to buff out those scratches. And I was standing there and thinking, wow, this guy's an asshole. He just scammed off kids. That should be a felony. As much as I hate little kids, just watching them get conned by this big badass is just not a really good feeling, you know? I mean, what would just rip off money from these two little kids. He just wanted refund. And haven't you even heard the customer is always right? You sicken me, you fat ass. So I ran right out. I said, hey, you know that guy is ripping you off, you know? It's like, he is? Yes. But here, let me see that DVD. I can get you your money back, guaranteed. You will? Yes. So I ran back into the store. I don't know why I'm doing this, but just bear with me here. So as I get into the store, I have the DVD in my hand, and I give it to the guy, and he says, hey, isn't this that DVD that those kids had? I was like, yes. He said, I told him I can fix this and this, and he just going to get money. And then I was like, no, you are going to give him his money back. And if you don't, you have to deal with me. Oh yeah? Yeah. You're only a 14 little boy and I'm like 50 or something. And this is my store. I can kick you out. In fact, I'm going to. So, I heard you helping out those little youngsters outside. And no, he did not talk in a Texan accent. I'm just exaggerating. But then I said, look, mister, you are going to give him money back. Period. And he said, no, but I'm taking your picture to make sure that you're banned for weeks. As he was ready to take a picture, I put my hat in front of his aim, so when he took that snapshot, it was just my hat, because I was wearing this hat down that day, like I do everywhere. And I noticed a can of Ready Whip because he was eating pie or something. So I take his camera, which is around his neck, mind you, and I slam it right into the counter. And his body is like bended over. I hop over the counter and grab that Ready Whip. As soon as he gets back up, I take the Ready Whip. He gets up and he's like, what are you doing with that? And this. And then I take it and squirt him in the face. It gets in his eyes and it gets all in his mouth. It's like, oh, because it's all in there. He didn't have time to rack. All I heard from him was, oh. And then I put it down his shirt. And he was like, and it came out like really bad. It was like a buffalo taking a diarrhea dump. AVGN, eat your heart out. But then his girlfriend or something, the woman who ran the place, also, she was like, hey, what are you doing? The same thing to you. And it was just like in Spaceballs, I know. Now, I was gonna throw my arm out and shoot it, like I was gonna shoot a gun or something. But I guess I may have got some Ready Whip on my fingers and it slipped out. However, I guess the guy must have shaken it before he ate his pie a little too much. Must like the whipped cream. So anyway, it hits the ground and the thing where you push on it. The tap, I think, it falls off, and it was such an impact from being shaken and hit on the ground that it just blurts out and knocks the woman down, covered in Ready Whip. So then, I hear out there's another employee coming out of her office. I was like, oh crap, I gotta do something. But then I see, from the corner of my eye, that the computer that was on the counter that the employees used, it was on the store's Twitter page. So I go onto it and it's a fun little prank. I type in, we are giving away free stuff. Come in and help yourself. And in less than 5 seconds, there's like a mob of people just running down the store, panting and panting and panting. And they just raided the store. They came through in, well, less than 5 minutes, everything was gone. Now, when the other woman, the employee, came out of her office or something, back room, I don't know what, she came out to see what all the commotion was, and she was like, what are you doing in the counter? And what are you old people doing here? Why are you still so long? And then all of a sudden, some guy with a hat, he looked like Kenny from, no, not Kenny, what was his name? It was Eric or something from South Park. He was like, PS2 games, ah! He must have been on drugs. Like, half the entire mob, rushes into the room where she was going into. She was coming out of the back room, and the whole half the mob went into the back room, but she was blocking the exit, and they just knocked her down. She was a helpless old lady. And when they all disappeared into the room, she was like on the ground, helpless, with footprints and shoe prints all over her all over her body. And some guy who apparently came back from golfing. It was like all these dots on her face. He was like, why did you have to wear cleats to a store? Yeah. And I was like laughing, and the whole mob was ready to disperse, and all the employees were ready to get up, and all the stuff was gone. And I think I heard a couple sirens. So I grabbed the DVD, and I took it, and I shoved it up the guy's ass. And it was like, oh! And I had to wash my hands after doing that. I also found a copy of the DVD, another copy, and I grabbed that. But then I pressed the button on the cashier. It was only a $5 bill on it. So I took the $5 bill and I gave it to the little kids outside on the DVD. And somehow the whole place caught on fire. I don't know what employee. The employee must have knocked over the incense burner or something. There were sirens, police coming over. So I ran for the hills, and yeah, I'm banned for next 5 years maybe. So yeah, that's my amazing tale of how I destroyed an antique store, and I know I'm banned from it, but at least the cops didn't.